I'm going to go to the book of Mark. Right at the 6th chapter. And I'm going to read this, but I'm going to, before I read it, I like, just because I want you to know, because it's important for you to know. What I'm about to read right now happened with Jesus. Jesus had just finished feeding 5,000 people, not including men, not including women and children. Him and his disciples fed 5,000 people with a few fish and a few pieces of bread. And it was an amazing time. And they were on the shore of Galilee. That's where they were. They were on the shore of the Galilee lake. It was a sea. They called it the Galilee Sea. And it was a huge lake. It was so huge, it spread it out 64 miles. And it was so deep. It was 141 feet deep. That's how deep that lake was. A lot of things happened on this particular lake. A lot of things happened. Jesus performed a lot of miracles in this area. Right? So here it is. Jesus just performed that. He tells his disciples, after they finished feeding, and that was a great victory, that was a miracle happened before lots of people. Jesus tells his disciples to get in a boat and to go across the Galilee Sea. They get in the boat. And as they got in the boat, Jesus didn't go with them. He went off to pray. As they went in the boat, the sea started roaring. It was a storm brewing. And you got to understand, I just told you that it was 141 feet deep. And so when a storm brews, just as deep it is, it also goes high. So they're in a boat on top of the water, and the storm starts raging. And then they go way up, and then they go way down, and it's scary. And these are professional fishermen. The disciples were. They were professionals, but they were scared. And I just wanted you to understand where we were. So I'm about to read. Mark chapter 6, verse 45. And straightway he constrained his disciples to get into the ship and to go to the other side before unto Bethsaida, while he sent away the people. And when he had sent them away, he departed into a mountain to pray. And when even was come, the ship was in the midst of the sea, and he alone on the land. And he saw them toiling and rowing, for the wind was contrary unto them. And about fourth watch of the morning, he come unto them walking upon the sea, and would have passed by them. But when they saw him walking upon the sea, they supposed it had been a spirit, and cried out. For they all saw him, and were troubled. And immediately he talked with them, and said unto them, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And he went up unto them, and into the ship, and the wind ceased. What just happened here? Jesus told the men of God to go into the sea. Get in a boat and go on to a sea. Into the sea. And while they were there, a storm happened. Some of us face that in our own lives. These were men of God, doing the will of God. Jesus told them to go into that place. And when they got there, was a storm brewing. In life, we're going to face storms. Every storm that you get into don't mean that it's your fault. It doesn't mean that that's your fault. Sometimes you go through storms because it's that time for God to elevate you. What I mean by that is there are two types of storms that we face. There are correcting storms, and then there are perfecting storms. Sometimes when you have to be corrected, you're going to go through a storm, because most times it's your own hands that's causing the problems in your life. But then other times there are a perfecting storm that Jesus, that God himself will allow you to go through to get you to the next level in your life. That's right. That's called a perfecting storm. Here in this text, what we just read, Jesus was safe on land, and he saw the disciples in a boat having trouble. They were rowing and doing everything they could to stay afloat because the storm was raging in their lives. They saw Jesus safely from a distance. And in the Bible, it tells us that Jesus walked over to them. Yes. And they were afraid. And in the Bible, it also tells us that Jesus said, I wish I would pass them by. Because he was frustrated with it. Because we just fed 5,000 people. Yes. I just performed miracles upon miracles, and you still don't recognize who I am. You still don't recognize whose company you're keeping. I mean, I'm Jesus. If you're in a storm in your life, you have to recognize who Jesus is. They said Jesus wanted to pass them by. He sent them there, but they didn't have any faith. Yes. They were afraid. And he walked by me and said, it is I, don't be afraid. The Bible tells us that Jesus tells us in the Bible, tells us all 365 times, one way or another, he tells us, don't be afraid. That's one day, one time for every day in the year. Don't be afraid. We're afraid because we don't remember our last miracle. They were in the boat, going through. And they were connected to the vine. Yes. Jesus seen them panicking and got a little upset. I sent you through this test. I sent you in this storm so you could show me what you're working with. I sent you in the middle of this storm so you can see how powerful you are. I mean, you recognize me while you were in the storm. And they cried out. And Jesus walked up to them. And in this Bible, it tells us that Jesus got in the boat. And when he got in the boat, guess what happened to the storm? It calmed. See, that's a miracle in itself. Because, you know, if you're in a storm, the storm rages. It's going to take about a day for it to calm down. But immediately the wind ceased. Immediately. The calm was there. Immediately. There was no waiting. Jesus got in the boat. And their lives changed. Because they were faced with death. He got in the boat. In our lives, we're going to go through that. We're going to go through storms just like right now. We're not in the position we want to be in. We want to be doing some other stuff right now. Because there's something going on in our lives. Something pulling us away. But all Jesus is telling us is just remember me. If you add me to your equation, I can calm the sea. I can calm the winds that's troubling your lives. I could give you peace in the midst of your storm. And as we continue to read, when Jesus got in the boat, not only did he calm the sea, not only did he calm everything that was the immediate threat in their lives, when he got in the boat, they were immediately on shore. What does that mean, Pastor? Well, that means this, that Jesus transcends time. Yes. What you're saying, that what it took somebody else 20 years to do, you can have it immediately. Yes. The addiction you've been fighting for your whole life, God can take it away right now. Witness. But you have to trust him. You have to trust him. You have to remember the last miracle he performed in your life. Yes. We don't do that. We get terrified of this situation. Well, wasn't the last situation just as bad as this one? And if he did it then, why wouldn't he do it right now?
Come on. Come on.
It wasn't a day, it wasn't 24 hours. They had just witnessed King Jesus do miracles. It was amazing.
Yeah.
And then he told them, get in the boat. And they got in the boat, and then they started panicking. And they forgot everything that they just witnessed. Everything. That's what happens in our lives. We forget what God does for us. And if we could just remember that, if God did it for you, he did something miraculous in my life, I can't never forget. I can't never forget because he always doing something.
Yes.
That's right. That's right.
If he tell me go left and I go left and there's a blessing, that's him moving.
Yes.
If he tell me to stay in the house and then I look on the news and there's a big car accident, he did something miraculous in my life.
Yes, he did.
Yes, Lord.
And if he can take his time and love me like that, why can't he take his time in everything that I have going on? God, listen, my light bill due and I ain't got no money. I ain't robbing nobody. Handle it. I need you to handle it.
Yes.
Yes.
Come on.
We have not because we ask not.
Man.
We don't trust him because we too busy doing it with our hands.
That's
That's
right.
it.
Some of us too independent.
That's it.
Come on.
I've been doing this my whole life. You're going to keep on struggling your whole life.
Come on now. Tell them, Pastor.
If you trust him, though, see, you gotta believe. Now I called on him, and he ain't did enough for me because you don't trust him. Trust him is saying, listen, I can't do nothing about this, and I'm going to bed.
Yeah. That's it.
I can't do nothing about this. I need you to come on through.
Yes, Lord.
Some way, somehow. I don't know your ways because I don't have your mind. You God and you God alone. I need you to fix this for me.
Yes.
Take your hands off it.
Yes, Lord.
We don't do that. Well, let me call Jody. He will with some stipulations. I'm just being real. I'm just being real.
That's it.
See, God don't have no. Yeah, he do. But not like that. All he requires of you is just to give yourself to him.
Yes. Yes.
Let me work out your problem. Let me be the common denominator in your problem.
That's it. Yes.
Let me do that for you. Because I love you. You got to understand God loves us desperately.
Oh, yes, he does.
And what he wants is some reciprocation. What that mean? That means give it right back to him.
Yes.
Lord, I desperately need you right now.
Yes.
In the morning when I need you right now to keep my mind.
Yes.
I need you to keep me from snapping off. I need you to keep me focused. I need you to keep me loving. I need you right now. When all hell is breaking loose around me, I need you right
I
now.
need you right now.
He wants us to want him desperately. Like he wants us desperately. Well, you don't really love me desperately. That's a lie. You wake up every morning, don't you?
Come on now.
I'm waiting on the Lord. No, he waiting on you. Your storm, it's going to happen. It's going to come. You can count on it. You can count on it, but you can laugh at it.
Yeah.
Because you got all power. The word tells us that Jesus told us, you're going to be able to do everything I did and then some.
Yes.
Greater works.
Greater.
But we don't believe that.